And we are in day 2 of the trial to keep former President Trump off Colorado's ballot. We saw lawyers arguing Trump had a relationship with far-right extremists years before the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Yeah, joining us this morning is our 9 News legal analyst, Whitney Traylor. Whitney, before we dive into this, let's clarify one thing. This is to get him off of both ballots, not just the primary, but also the general.
I think that's right, because the judge is really trying to get this all wrapped up and get her section done before Thanksgiving, because whoever wins, you're guaranteed an appeal. And so they want to have the appeal and everything completed before January 5th, because that's the date they need to start printing those primary ballots.
For the GOP, right?
Correct,
yeah.
Good clarification there, Whitney. So you've been in the courtroom, you've been witnessing this firsthand.
Yes.
From what you've seen so far, what do you expect to happen with the case?
Well, I think it's going to go forward the rest of this week. What they've done is they've been putting on essentially, and there it is, there's the video of it. I was sitting right by where that camera was right there. And so, of course, it was very intense in the courtroom. There's a lot at stake. So they'll go through testimony. The judge expects it to go through this week. So right now, the plaintiffs, which are the citizens, this bipartisan group of citizens, they're presenting their case in chief. When they rest, which should be, I would expect maybe today or tomorrow, then the defense, Trump's defense team will then present their case. And so I suspect, and the judge said she wants to issue an order by Thanksgiving so that appeal process could start.
All right, so let's talk about now the witnesses. Could Trump himself testify in this case?
Well, I'm here, certainly I think he would be relevant, because the issue here, you have to understand, this is a rarely litigated issue. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which it basically says that any official, so an elected official who engaged in insurrection or have given aid or comfort to insurrectionists. And so that's the real issue. They are then not allowed to run for office. And so that's the primary legal issue here. And so that's why during the witnesses and everything else, we're trying to portray it as this is an insurrection. So the first question the judge has to decide is, was this an insurrection? And the second question is, did Trump almost promote it or aid these insurrectionists? So, I think that's an uphill battle. I think Trump's team has the stronger legal argument, but I expect it to go to the Supreme Court. And if it's up to this sort of conservative court, I think they're going to err on the side of Mr. Trump.
One of the big questions, how this case could impact election integrity now and going into the future.
Well, in so many ways. I mean, one, this is not happening. I mean, this is unprecedented in many ways. So, one, I think giving people the confidence in the judicial system and in the election integrity. I mean, we were talking about this before before our segment started, and how, as a litigator, how tedious the process is and how difficult it is to get evidence in. And the reason I'm really emphasizing this is because there's all these election deniers and people saying it was fake election and all this. And it's like, look, when we went into court, all those cases, 80 different cases where you had to lay the foundation for the evidence. In other words, here's how I'm getting this evidence. This isn't just an idea that I have. All of those cases, without equivocation, they lost. There was no widespread fraud. So here, when I was during the portions of trial I watched, they were essentially showing videos, all these different videos of Trump saying good people on both sides, and all the stuff he said, rough the guy up, stand back and stand by, and all these things. And they said, and they had the experts testifying, how did that impact these far white extremists? And he said, by not condemning the violence, you're implicitly giving them the okay. So that's the sort of dot that the plaintiffs have to connect, is that, hey, he knew, he was basically giving them an implicit message, and because of that, they acted. So that's an uphill battle for them, for sure.
All right, will you be back in the courtroom?
Yes, I'm going back today, so I'll be there probably in an hour.
All right, well, Whitney, you keep us updated. We appreciate you helping us understand this case a little bit better.
And I'll be on at 4:10 this afternoon to
Okay, great. Tune in then.
You can dive a little bit deeper into it, Whitney. Thank you.